Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the first episode of Oxford by Night. Every story, every good story, always starts with a sin. This one is no different. Most of you kindreds that are here, you know your sins. You know why you are in Oxford. Either you're born here or you died here, or you will die. All the tragedy that reached London has begun as we speak. The fall has begun, yet not finished. All the baronies of Mitras, all Great Britain kindreds are in the shakes. Gives a great opportunity for the Second Inquisition. Great opportunity for the enemies of children of Cain. There's not much knowledge you got on a subject. Mostly because your hearts are staked. You've been in torpor, and it's really difficult to know for how long. It could be a day, it could be a year. Wooden stakes were taken from your bodies. I would love to tell you that you catch a breath of air, but you didn't. Rose, Giorgos, Giuseppe, you are on your knees, freshly landed on a graveyard. Around you flashlights that terribly hurts your eyes. You see a full SWAT team around you, holding you to the ground, freshly unblocked your bodies. The senses are slowly coming back to you. Disorientation that you feel is terrible, gives you headache. Hunger taking control. You are dizzy. You are disorientated. It's the middle of the night. There's more than a dozen people around you. It took you a few seconds to realize that it's raining, but the air is so fresh. You can feel it on your dead skin. You can sense the wind. You can sense the blood. Giuseppe, you know exactly why you are here. Giorgos, you're the same. But Rose, you are terrified. You have no recollection of being dead. Have no recollection of past God knows how many hours. You still feel shakes. You confused more than anyone around. You had few attempts to realize where are you. Obviously, they completely failed. And from all tries, attempts of getting to know what's going around, you've been shaken out by the gunshots. And with your bare eyes, you saw kindreds turn to ashes next to you. Some of them had a stake in the heart. Some of them been unblocked, questioned, and then murdered. Ashes flew with the wind. fire went up to the air. Worst part of it. The worst part of it is the fact that it's not the Second Inquisition that's murdering those kindreds. It's the Elysium. Malik, you are on the way to the scene that I just described. You see it through the dark on the main graveyard in Oxford. You are here as a company to the kindred called Unarrested, who is the local sheriff, main authority, and your best ticket in the Camarilla hierarchy. You be about to evolve in a society to the level of an archon, the right hand of the sheriff. You hear the gunshots. You know that kindreds who has been sentenced are being executed. On your right, the sheriff. You have no idea what kind of blood is he. You know he's old. He's a well-presented man in a black suit and a black shirt, freshly shaved. Handsome, you would say, with dark eyes and dark hairs. Pale. He does have an umbrella, but it's not a new thing. Even when it's not raining, he always got this umbrella. You came to the visible distance. Sheriff pointed a finger at Rose, and SWAT brought her up. You felt two strong people put you on your feet, then on your knees, in front of the man that I just described. On his right, you see the creature. Malik, please describe yourself.
I am 6 foot tall, 5'10", white hair, pale white eyes. I have a scar across my neck, and I hold myself with a modicum of stature and importance. I feel distaste for what's going on around me.
Malik. Sheriff pointed a finger on a woman that you are well known. Rose Hathaway. Local celebrity, you would say. Local owner of the very well-presented restaurant. A place that is really difficult to get a table at even with 6 months notice. Person from TV. Person well known to the worlds of mortals. Rose, please describe yourself.
I am 5'8". I have red shoulder-length hair with brown eyes and white British, with tattoos of knives and chopping board on my right calf and an eyebrow piercing.
I would like to add that Rose is currently with a hole in her heart that is hardly bleeding. But she's all dirty in her blood, not only her blood. SWAT put her on her knees in front of you, and you get a little bit scared because no matter the Nosferatu connections, you did not know that she's a kindred. In fact, a week ago she wasn't. Up to best of your knowledge, no permission was granted. Specifically not during those disturbing times. Specifically not a celebrity. You exchange the look into the eyes of the unrested. He calmed you down with a 1 second. Just looked deeply into your eyes and smiled. Then he snapped fingers at Nosferatu, who was next to her. You could hear Rose when she saw the ugliness of you and your fellow brother. Giuseppe, you've been lifted. By the way you've been lifted, you know those are ghouls, not young ones. You are surrounded by more than a dozen of ghouls, fully armed, fully armored, well equipped. Giuseppe, please describe yourself.
He's about 6 feet. Tall, lanky. I'm ugly as shit. Got pointed ears. I have one feature that actually looks human. Just the eyes. Everything else, beaten 3 times with the ugly stick. 1 week straight.
This creature was lifted and then put it on the knees. The gentleman with the umbrella started passing by, looking for the other other canines. And every single one of them who did not get this sound next to him, who he didn't snap fingers on, get executed. You could feel in the air not only ashes and burned blood, but also his satisfaction. Like it's give him a pleasure. Maybe even arousing. Then he stopped suddenly after maybe 4 or 5 another kindreds that meet the final night. And he snapped finger for the last time. Giorgos, please describe yourself. You've been lifted and put it on your knees.
George is a man with a height of about 170 centimeters tall, black shirt, black attire in general, and he has a long, thick beard. Other than that, he seems totally normal. Looks like a serious man. A man of maybe some status at some point. But that's all.
He snapped the fingers at you and started passing back. After maybe 2 more, he turned around. And the moment he turned his back on the rest of the kindreds and maybe half of a dozen more, they've been executed. No question asked. In front of you, maybe 20 kindreds died, met the final night, turned to ashes that you are all getting covered by wind and rain. Few screams. Few empty bags. Please no. I'm begging you, Lord. And many others. Before the phosphor-filled bullets destroyed them immortal bodies. The gentleman moved few yards and pointed both hands. You all been lifted, and the soldier starts carrying you, pushing you towards the person. His another gesture was pointed to Malik, demanding his presence nearby. As you had no other option, you came close to him. Badly close. I mean, the aura around this man somehow terrifies you. The power that he presents. And you consider that, Giorgos, that he's your blood. You think he's one of yours. You can see the same spark in the eyes that you saw in your sire. That is not a good sign, isn't it?
Please.
Good evening, kindreds. Good evening, outsiders. Madame Hathaway. It's, let's say, pleasure to meet you. This is my associate, Malik. A newcomer, just like you. Giorgos and Giuseppe. I decided to spare your own lives. No matter what Prince said. You know your sins. You've been listed. You came to Oxford seeking asylum. You did not request one. But it's your lucky day. Madame Hathaway, I assume you got plenty of questions. All will be answered, and believe me, I need those answers as well. Now, Malik here will help you allocate yourself in Oxford. Even that I know, Mr. Dimakopoulos, that you already did, uninvited. We know about your house. And with the power invested in me by our prince, I do allow you your domain.
Holding on the Parliament.
I'm calling off the bloodhounds that have been in you, at least in Oxford, for the time being. I know you are searched in Athens, and Giuseppe you are looked for in United States, I heard. Well, this is Mitraland. This is UK. And yes, Camarilla is well respected here, but with the current situation, Prince decided to consider more important matters and local business. I assume I'm supposed to send the regards and many thanks. Believe me, your own lives were spared for a reason. This reason will be known to you very soon. For your own safety, I do recommend to stay close to Malik, as local kindreds are very hostile to the outsiders. Specifically to what's happening now in London. Oxford is a closed barony, just like every single city in this country at the moment. I will be in contact with you. And he looked at you. He needed like 10-15 seconds to gather around. Giorgos, Dimokopoulos, I give you a permission to take care of Rose Hathaway, as he's the fledgling, abandoned by the sire. You seems old enough to teach her ways that she needs to be.
I sold.
I assume
As if she was recalled.
the gentleman turned his head towards Rose. Stay close to them. Soon we will know the answers. Malik, fetch. Take them to the safe spots. Make sure they are not bothered by the anarchs. Stay away from the surveillance. Stay away from the witches. Report to me after they're gonna take care of first needs. After they're gonna fed, wash. Meet me in front of the house tomorrow night. Bring them with you.
As you wish, sir.
I have some... He looked towards the ashes. Paperwork, he smiled, to fulfill. I bet you good night, kindreds. Or as I like to call you, sun-sentenced trash. He smiled, to the level that his eyes were completely shut. He turned around, and he started walking away. You felt the soldiers that released you and start followed him like a herd. They start passing you, and you clearly saw there's a lot of them. After they moved for a safe distance, you would say, you saw that Malik's face rested, like the stress went off, warm off. If he could, he would take a deep breath. You are in the middle of the graveyard, stomped up on the grass covered in rain and mud. All around you, graves, ashes, alleys and trees. No surveillance, complete darkness. Rose, the last thing you remember wasn't definitely here. You're starting to sense your heart not beating, and you feel and see the hole in your chest. You see those creatures, and you are honestly scared. George, you can
I
feel
turn around at Rose. Rose is the name, I suppose. I just gestured her to come next to me. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's fine. We're in the same mess.
I don't know what's going on. What's happened here?
To be honest, I have no clear picture of it either. But if the guy lets us live, and he gives me permission to teach you our ways, and you are new to the whole thing, that's my responsibility. And I'll have to take good care of you.
The short
Better than my
answer,
mind.
short answer for that is what's going on is complete bullshit. That's what's going on. Same shit, different night.
Would you rather be ash on the floor?
Let me check my mirror real fast. Let's get this. Let's just do this.
George smirks at his joke and turns to Rose again. Name is George. Nice to meet you despite the unfortunate circumstances.
Thanks, I guess. I'm Rose, but you seem to know that already. I'm kind of well known around here anyway, so...
It would be difficult to not know who you are, specifically in this city. Which
I've heard your name around, so yes.
probably is the reason why Malik look at you all the time and he's like questioning him inside. Malik, you're the fresh archon of the Oxford domain and you did not know she's been embraced. That is a sin in eyes of unrested. You should know that. He could turn you to ashes tonight. You barely came. Let's call it alive. Giuseppe, you are born and raised in the canals. You know your blood. You can see stress on Malik. He's definitely not in the position he would like to be. Even through all the deformation on his face, you can clearly see it.
Is this your first time, Brody? Talking to you. Giuseppe kind of makes a gesture to Malik.
What do you mean?
I can tell. Talk to me. This is it's alright.
The look in my face is one of stress, I assume. I have to keep you all alive.
Okay, don't worry.
And one of you is already terrified.
Yeah, about that.
Rose, the moment you heard terrified, you realized one thing. You completely lost measure of time. You don't know how long you've been not at work. You don't know what's happening with your business. You did not supervise anything. God knows for how long. You realize that suddenly, like that. So unprofessional. There will be bad fame because of that. There will be bad ratings. You had meetings planned. You had shits to do.
I looked at my watch.
People to hire. You looked at your old watch from the Second World War. It's still, your things are on you. You haven't been robbed or anything. You've been just staked and probably dumped somewhere. Well, it is around 2 a.m.
Alright, at least we have time.
What day? Well, how long you haven't heard about your daughter? After all, that's the reason why you're here, isn't it? She might be now anywhere.
Malik is the name.
Indeed.
What day is it? I have no clue. How long have we been out?
It is
Information will come. It is Saturday.
That's it. I can't be here. I've got things to do. I've got a life.
I'm on life now, darling. I'm on life.
Oh, she is.
This is
very
all messed up.
negligent.
Let me
See,
explain
and
something a little bit to you, Missy. You might want to get an earful for this. Take your 2 fingers and put them on your wrist, and tell me if you notice something missing.
Do you do what he recommended? Well,
This makes no sense. What is going on here?
well, here, you have ceased to be among the living with the beating hearts. To put it that way.
This can't be real.
Can it not?
Oh, trust me, sweetheart, it's very real.
Check your pulse for a minute and your heartbeat, please.
what's the point of checking the heartbeat when you can see her heart? The hole in her chest.
That's where I'm going.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't feel right.
That's going
Why?
to
I
take
know.
some time.
Misunderstand. Happens to all of us.
Giorgos
If you're
and
stupid
Rose.
enough to let it happen.
Listen, we have to go to another place.
Rose.
There's no point hanging around here.
Yes, came sound. Sound that clearly didn't reach other of your companions. Series of gunshots burst. Far away, it closing by. Definitely drive-by from a car. After a few shots, you heard another rounds of shots from the same kind of weapon that murdered the kindred next to you. You hear it
We gotta go.
as it's coming. You hear it now, continuously. Exchange of shots, exchange of fire. Semi-automatic weapon, automatic weapon. After a couple of seconds, both of the Nosferatu saw the explosion as well. You hear it and saw it. Explosion out of the lines of graveyard, probably somewhere in the nearby alleys, or maybe main road leading to the graveyard that you are in. But that was definitely a car. Malik, inside, you deeply prayed to anything you worship that it would be unrested, that explode. But
Only that.
you know you're a fool for thinking that.
Oh. It's no safe around here.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree. Let us leave.
Hey, girlie, keep up and keep quiet.
You going,
Follow me. Follow me.
and you
The
are
two of you,
to follow
I don't know
Giorgos.
what.
Is that correct? Malik, is that correct?
Yes.
Giuseppe? Rose? Giorgos, I assume you taking them to your haven.
Yes, I will. If it's doable for the Masquerade, at least. Otherwise, I will just give them the address.
Nosferatu can move around people and be considered handicapped or damaged. Yet, there's no
Good enough.
massive breach of Masquerade if they show up. Besides, they're
Good enough.
hooded, I suppose. And all of you
Yeah.
covers the lack of massive chunk of skin on your chest and blood that is everywhere. So,
I freeze on my feet, thinking about the chest trauma. It should be visible.
sure.
I think we have to take care about that for a minute. Yours too, my dear.
First that strike you when you left the graveyard and joined the city, which, Giorgos, you know, okay. Rose, you know that that's your own pocket. Malik, also. Giuseppe, you have no fucking clue where are you. Alright, it's like UK, you're here first time, you don't know what's where, everything's look weird, people talk funny, and you have no idea what's going on. Completely lost and confused. Now, let's closure the time of your arrival. This way or another, I suppose you hide yourselves as good as you could, and following Giorgos to the place that he showed you. And the place that he
Yeah, I
showed
will.
you is
I would put my.
your haven. Correct? Giorgio?
It's in a multi-story building. We're moving past the floors and heading for the attic.
Right. The one that we discussed, yeah?
Yes.
Alright.
I just lift them to the floor below the attic so I can unlock it, like, without anyone seeing anything that they should not. And when I do, I just tell them to follow.
You enter quite big apartment. You would say generous. You would say posh. Plenty of books from different subjects and matters. Quite a lot about the psychology, you can see. Psychotherapies and all that kind of stuff. Very secured doors. A lot of broken glass everywhere, here and there. Broken TV that looked like met somebody with a baseball bat. Which is a new thing for you as well, Giorgos. You can smell the blood, and all of you expose your fangs out of hunger, except Malik. You fed today. You just tempted by it, while all the rest of you feel forced to smell that. Even that the blood is not fresh, you would say.
I check the broken television. It's quite common to find broken things around the apartment, but blood?
You can clearly trace the smell of blood to one of the bedrooms.
Stay here. I just go and sneak around as quietly as I can.
While Giorgos is doing that, Malik, Giuseppe and Rose, you stay in the living room that got a broken TV, like I said, a large coffee table, sofa of the color of red, leather, also sofa chairs with it, some kind of old porcelain teacups that are smashed, damaged, some of them are full of water for some reason. And yeah, entrance to the kitchen with a table annex, and an entrance to the other corridors of the apartment. There's some paintings, some of them are slashed, some of them are covered in paint, some of them are right through with a knife, marked, stretched, go away, it's my home, die, and very alike messages on the painting and pictures.
Do I spot the source of the smell of the blood?
The blood aspects allow you to do that. You enter the third bedroom. You use it as a storage mainly. Storage for those kind of guests, if you know what I mean. Well, on your bed, that is perfectly shaved and nothing bad with the bed sheets and all that kind of stuff. It's a simple room, one wardrobe, one bed, king size, one window that is completely blocked from sun. And the light doesn't work. You see a hanged person on your lamp. A female, aged no more than 16. Drained from blood. Not by the kindred, by the wrists. Slashed through the whole length of arm. On both hands. Her jaw is open. And you see your notes being stuffed inside her mouth. Your notes regard your patients. Your book is all over the place. Your record, your work technically. All the blood of the girl is on the floor. She's been here for a long, maybe 70 hours, maybe more. Yet, you feel hungry as fuck. The beast inside you wants you to go on your knees and lick it from the floor. Your own decency fights with it.
She's like 16.
Not more than 16. She have a long ginger hair. She's definitely local. She's naked. You don't see anywhere her clothes. No other
Does
words.
she look familiar to me?
Maybe You barely know what day it is. You're still figuring out what's in the month, and you want to recognize the face. Maybe you hid from her. Maybe she's definitely not your patients. She's not one of them, that's for sure. Maybe she's a neighbor girl. Maybe she's delivering the newspapers. You have not. Maybe she works in a cafeteria below your building. Yes, she looks familiar. Yet you have
I
no
activate.
information from her.
I shall activate Sense the Unseen to see if there is anything around in the place.
Clearly you see nothing. No need for testing. Assurance of the storyteller. You are alone.
Just go to the room I have left the other people.
You're coming back to the living room.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pardon the furniture.
Bear with
Is
me, guys. With you guys, while he went away, what are you doing? Malik.
I obviously smell the blood.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
Not as
pass it off.
clearly, but yes.
I'm gonna pass it off considering I've already eaten and it has nothing to do with me. I'm going to examine the books
Well, you're
that you
filled
said were in blood.
plenty
Yeah.
of books on psychology, psychotherapy. And the moment you saw the books, you clicked that you recognized some of his work. Your
I've seen you before.
your subject, your mastery, your degree in Malkavian blood. Well, he is one of those for sure. And he is psychologist as well. Quite known back in like 40 years ago, you would say.
Isn't that ironic?
Giuseppe, what are you doing?
I'm looking over at the little missus and seeing. I smell a lot of smell red plasma everywhere, and I'm making sure that she's keeping it together.
Rose, are you keeping it together?
Rose is very confused and scared, looking around at everything and questioning why the smell of blood is so appealing right now.
It is very strong. I mean, you feel like it would be like 15 centimeters from you when it's not. Very clearly, very sensible, very direct. But funny enough, also you can sense alcohol, which you can see in one of the cupboards with a glass. You can see unopened bottles, yet you can smell and specify that it's a whiskey, 10 years old. You can specify martini. Sitting in here in the living room, like 6-7 meters away from the cupboard, which is closed, right? The alcohol is closed. You sense it. You smell it like it's next to you, like you would have a glass in your hand with it. You can feel that. You can feel the smell on Giuseppe, who's looking at you and kind of observing you. You can see on his face every detail of his nastiness, and you memorizing them, which makes you sick a little bit, by the way. Yeah, that's not the kind of guy you would like to in your presence. I mean, they don't even let those kind of people to your restaurant, if you know what I mean, just to not take away the appetite from other customers. So you're definitely not used to such a company. But alcohol sounds like a good idea in distress. After maybe a minute, maybe less. Giorgos came back to the room.
Malik, Giuseppe. Actually, never mind. Malik, may you come with me for a minute? Giuseppe, have an eye over a rose here for me, please. We have a problem. As if we didn't have any.
Fantastic.
And I escort him to the room.
Malik, you following Giorgos, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you enter the small bedroom, one of many in his haven. And as the description went, you see hanged girl on a lamp. She's hanged on some sort of rope, molten rope. Her wrists are sliced. From the arm to the wrist, the blood is everywhere. By just dripping. So, yeah, not nice.
Don't lick the floor and mess it up, please.
You know he was grabbed by one of the Archons some weeks ago. But he was grabbed from the street, not from the place, so it's not the job of anyone from Elysium.
Any idea?
Well, was it you?
Obviously.
I suppose we better look around and find out. While I am looking at Giorgos, I'm going to activate Sense the Beast. Just to see how close he is to losing it.
Far away. He's keeping that good together. No destiny for that. He is hungry,
Good
for
sense
sure,
of control.
but he controls himself. He maintained the balance.
Good man. Right, fine. Let's look for clues.
Don't let the young girl come in here. She's gonna freak out and it's already difficult for her. Alright?
Fledglings.
Regarding the entrances to the place, the door was secured. It wasn't like breached or anything, right?
Completely locked. Including
Oh.
the security system.
So totally bypassed, and no breaching point, anything in the apartment.
I would describe that at the beginning and the end.
I just look around the place to see if there is an entry point or something like that.
Your emergency exit, but it's rigged from inside.
Yeah, excuse me, I didn't hear the last one.
Your emergency exit is the other possible way to get into your haven, your escape tunnel, but it's closed from inside. I mean, somebody would have to open from the inside, and it's still closed, it's locked, and you got the keys, so no possible entry.
Oh god. There are pages scattered around the room.
Sorry?
You mentioned pages from a book scattered around the room.
Yes, they're not. Pages are ripped off and shredded by hands.
This is directed to me, and someone tries to mock me. For what reason, and who might that be? I just go and find some medical gloves, put them on, not to mess anything up to the best of my ability.
That's probably a good idea.
Do you have any good alternative?
Carry on.
Rose.
And I just
As a
Other stuff.
modern-day person in a moment of distress, after a couple of moments of, let's call it taking a breath, right? Sensing the alcohol, the blood, everything, you just sat down and your natural instinct told you to take your phone out. Well, it is dying, okay? You got 1% of the battery. You got more than 60 unanswered calls, more than 100 text messages, more than 500 Facebook and other social media messages. And above the work and family and that kind of stuff, one text while you quickly browse while your battery still exists. Sketchy. One message stating, "Where's my money?" Short after you read that message, your battery is flashing. Your phone is about to die, just like you. Giuseppe.
Yeah.
A young lady turned to her phone, sat down on the sofa. You can hear partly conversation from the other room. Not entirely, but you might get the gist of the stress that's coming out from that living room, from that bedroom. You also located alcohol and all the rest, you figure it out. This is the haven of the kindred. He must have somewhere here bagged blood. And you're really hungry, okay? You are fucking hungry. It was difficult to get to UK. It was difficult to bus by London at those difficult times. And let's be honest, you didn't want to stop in Oxford. You wanted to go further. But yeah, the beast demands, the beasts get. You're getting closer to get pissed off. Soon enough you will dance with your beast. Changing that, it's pretty much the only thing you can focus now.
Yeah. Just look at Rose. Are you good? No. Oh, okay. Okay.
Rose, are you on the muted microphone?
There we go. All I can smell is blood. I have no idea what's going on. I wouldn't say I'm alright.
Well, okay. Fair enough. Alright. Listen. I need to explain something to you, alright? So, you need to focus, alright?
What?
Currently, you need to focus on just what I'm saying, alright? I'm gonna ask, Big Man if he's got something to drink, because you look like you might be able to use it, and no shit, so could I. But I gotta ask first, you know what? I'm gonna explain one thing to you, okay? Folks like you can get away with not being caught as much. Folks like me, no. Nobody can know about this shit. Alright? You got anything, you start figuring out you got, whatever special talents you got, don't let nobody see that shit. Right? Don't let nobody see you doing something bizarre. That hole in your chest, yeah. cover that shit, because that's suspicious as shit. And if you don't want another episode like this bullshit we ran into tonight, rule 1, they're calling this shit the Masquerade, right? Don't let normal folks know you ain't normal. First, foremost, first, last. You got it? You got it?
I got it.
Good, okay. Hold tight. Let's see if I can get you a drink, alright? Giuseppe's gonna go, knock on the door.
Giorgos, Malik, you are in an interaction. You saw Giuseppe who went to the corridors and knocked the bedrooms of the doors that you were in. Giuseppe, you see the girl, blood everywhere. She's hanging on a lamp. She's no more than 16, ginger hairs, quite tall, naked. Her wrists are sliced. You've seen that shit. You've seen that
You're
shit
muted.
on the fucking streets. Every single time. Right? Double suicide, yeah. This is how they call it. Not only hanged, but completely dripped. This is Sabbat saying hello. We are new in your neighborhood. You got limited time to fuck off.
I'm gonna wait for them to let me in before I just kind of like...
The doors are not closed. So, there's no permission needed. Physical at least.
Yo, 2 questions for you. Little Missy in this, she could use something to drink. You got anything around here?
I remember.
Obviously, that's your haven. You got emergency stash of blood.
Let me grab you something to drink. Give me a second. I take off the gloves. Go grab them. I don't know. And I have 4 blood bags.
More like violence, to be honest, as you voluntarily take them from your patients, right? Yeah, you take the blood from your patients, so you got vials, not like medical blood bags. So you can have more like 16 of them. That's enough to be sustained for maybe 4 days, you would say. And they are voluntarily okay, voluntarily given to you. Yeah, you got my point.
Yeah.
Let's call it as soon as you hypnotize them, they're doing that voluntarily. So
Yes.
you open the chest, you took it out from underneath one of the beds, open it. And the moment you open the first vial, all the kindreds in the room and in the house smell the fresh blood. Your fangs expose themselves, your stomachs dwelled inside your bodies. Pain in your soul become more than you can bear. Before you offer the blood to anyone, you took 2 vials straight away into your mouth, started drinking that. You could no longer withhold yourself. You started to feel like the hole in your chest cure itself. As the bits of limitation of living become available back again. The tiredness of being dead ease your mind. You feel way much more better. Giuseppe rose. A force within you made you go to the room that the blood was kept. You followed him instinctively. Rose, you pretty much run out there. Like it's a fucking Christmas and there's Santa in the house. You had to check what is that great thing that smells so pleasant. You don't know what that is yet, you cannot name it, but you want it. And you are perfectly fine with killing for it. Well, in metaphor, at least. Different things, words, different things, actions. In the moment you entered the bedroom, the master bedroom, very posh place, very nice, set it up, closed windows, dark shades, great bed, master bed, with some fur on its skin, whatever, carpet, wardrobes with mirrors, that's some sticky notes on that, plenty of sticky notes everywhere, and more than hundreds of pictures of one girl on the walls and the lines between the walls. And definitely he's on his knees next to the bed, and in his hands you see vials with the Vitale. Giuseppe, you squeezed your hands to fists, waiting to be offered some. If not, you are prepared to take it.
I grab a pair of vials for each one and hand it over to them.
You received a couple of vials. Giuseppe opened them and drank straight away. Rose. The thing that smells so nice becomes to be a blood. Freshly maintained, red hemoglobinal, erythrocyte, thrombocyte, lymphocyte, blood.
Go on.
And they won't drink it. I mean, you must be on drugs or something, for sure. This is not happening. You're probably now somewhere in a crack house with heroin in your system, and this is all just a fucking nightmare.
You work in a restaurant, correct?
Yeah, I own it.
People who eat some sorts of food and some that they cannot, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's our situation here. We can only feed on that.
And this looks like blood.
Please. Don't worry about it, it's sanitized, the process is totally clean. You can drink. And let me tell you, you're gonna like it.
It smells amazing. This can't be right.
Please.
You couldn't not hold any longer. You start drinking, and when you finished first, you jumped to the second. And when you finished second, you realized that Giorgos is on the way between you and another one. After 2 vials, your skin gets better. The hole in your heart regenerates on your own eyes. As you touch it, you can feel your skin growing back.
This is trippy.
At the moment, you're suffering a what the fuck syndrome. On a full load of it. In the meantime,
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and this is gonna be the strangest nightmare I've ever had.
Well, about that. Let's go inside and take a seat. This is totally messed up.
Malik. All the kindreds left to the other bedroom and start drinking blood. For now, you're completely fine. But you're not an Archon for nothing. So, give a test. To wits plus awareness. Include 1 hunger point. Tell me the score.
Is that replacing one of the die with a hunger? Yeah.
Yes. So,
I have a question.
1 second. Does it regard his throw, or your question regards what?
That's
I wonder if Rose has seen the corpse of the girl.
3 successes.
3 successes. Sorry, I didn't catch your question.
Did Rose see the dead body?
No.
Thank goodness.
You got 3 successes, yeah?
3 successes.
No critical, no bestial.
One was a crit and a black die. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, you inspected the room. You checked the windows. You checked the body. You used your experience in the matter. Well, he is a doctor. He is a psychiatrist. Well, the cuts on the wrists were not done by, I don't know, claws or anything. It was scalpels. It was surgeon blades. The blades that he owns for sure somewhere. Or maybe razors. Definitely not the job of monstrosity. It's more like a human-made kill. Precise. Disturbing, yet not paranormal. All the evidence, all the intel that you gathered, searching the place, searching the room, having a closer look, tells you that this person died from the hand of Giorgos.
Oh, you have some explaining to do.
The fact that ivory doors were locked and only he had keys. It's another fact. There's no other logical explanation than Giorgos done that and been captured by the Ang and Camarilla forces. Maybe during the torpor he forget about it, and on the other side, hey, he's a Malkavian, right? And he gonna tell you that he didn't do it, and you're gonna say, I believe you. You're the psychologist after all, aren't you, Malik? You should know when people lie, but it's really difficult if Malkavian doesn't know he's lying, he believes he's telling the truth. There's the confusion part. This way or another, your conclusion. Corpses are in weirdly good shape. They not smell as bad as they should. There is due to the fact that they've been cremated with some balsam. Or balsamic organic shit that it was put on. You have no idea about the chemistry compound of it. Yet you know it was conserved. So it is in good shape. That means it could be a week, it could be a 2. And the decomposure of the body was halted by the chemistry. The cuts are made by blades of thin scalpels. The blood was left to dry out. The person did not die from the hang. The person died of the blood loss. Through the ceiling, you can see that the lamp is barely holding. So the person was shaking and was trying to fight and get free, which fastened the blood loss and damaged the lamp. When you came in to the building, the doors was closed and they are soundproof. Therefore, nobody heard her screams. I will not provide you more information on your base of success. You think you got it all. Giuseppe, you feel way much more better. just not perfect, way much more better. Giorgos, you're alright. Rose, on one side you want more, on the other one you want to puke. You gathered back in the living room, is that correct?
Yes.
Right. So all three of you are in the living room. You sat down on the sofa chairs, all around the nice fireplace that is turned off. Malik, are you joining them after your examinations?
They have walked past me to get to the living room.
You heard and saw them going. The doors are not closed, but shut.
As Georges is walking past, I'm just gonna like click my fingers and.
So you're moving the hand through the doors to him, yeah?
Yeah, like.
Georges, do you react to that, or are you passing through to the living room?
What is it?
You stop.
In
yeah?
here. Get in here. Now.
And Giuseppe, your reaction towards that?
I put my hand on Rose's shoulder. Tell her, go sit in the living room. We'll be right in there. And I head into the room with Malik and George.
Rose, what's your reaction?
I'll follow the instruction and go and sit down. This is all too much.
Yes.
All
We
right.
go inside.
Very good idea.
So, Giuseppe, as you entering, Rose followed that and sat down on a sofa next to the naked ginger girl. You went to the room. Giorgos went to the room to Malik. Malik, you are in the room with the corpses. Rose, you sat down on the sofa next to the ginger naked girl, yeah? Okay. Giorgos, Giuseppe, and Malik, what are you doing?
I shut the door. Real easy, like.
Now, I'm gonna walk over to the girl and just grab the back of her hand and just hold it up. These wounds
Rose,
weren't.
see that the ginger naked girl next to you move her wrist.
Rose is gonna move over to a different sofa.
Her eyes are dull, empty, lifeless. Malik, continue, please.
These wounds weren't made by clothes, or they were made with scalpels. Now, as you are Malkavian, no matter what you say, you will believe.
Go
But I
on.
hazard to guess, this was your doing.
Quite, Rudy. Let me show you some stuff. Alright? Note to storyteller, if I can, I'd like to, if I have to make a roll, I'll try to like show him like the evidence that this is Sabbat event.
Sure. I would like you to roll.
You can.
Yeah, sure.
If you got.
For you.
Thank you.
3 plus 2, 5. You are on a hunger 2. I'm gonna make a roll. You received 2 successes. So, what do you know? This is American Sabbat way to say hello, we are new to the neighborhood, you got some time, limited time to fuck off. Now, after closer look, they should be done with the claws, not with the scalpels. This is a monkey, this is an imitation. Somebody tried to scare him off, and know how to do it, but not completely. You got an American kindred on this territory who got personal beef with Giorgos and tried to use Sabbat as an excuse.
Giuseppe looks over at Giorgos like, you got a short list of rivals you may not know about, or you do?
I may have some people which I am not in good terms with, but get to the point.
Let me show you this shit. Giuseppe walks over, he grabs the girl's wrist, and he kind of like points to things. This is amateur bullshit right here. I can tell you straight up. If this ain't Sabbat, this is American Sabbat.
You hear the conversation. You hear every word. In the meantime, the woman that was sitting on the sofa opposite to you stand up. She went to the kitchen.
Is she supposed to be moving?
Giorgos, you are the only person in the room who's hearing the voice of Rose. Giuseppe and Malik, you continue your monologue. I do apologize for interrupting.
I hear Rose.
Yes, you do.
I gotta look something up. Be right back.
Giuseppe, continue talking with Malik, please.
From what I can gather, this is double homicide bullshit. This American Sabbat punk asses coming up in here trying to intimidate your boy in there, most likely trying to sit there and start some trouble. And you know, as well as I know, that when political shit goes down, people like to frame other people.
You see Rose standing in the living room, pointing hand on empty kitchen.
What's up?
That girl, she looked dead, but she's walking, she's moving. She went to the kitchen.
I activate Sentry Unseen.
You see on the floor wet footmarks of the female feet. Clear evidence of existence, but the fact that she saw something is not the projection of her mind or stress. But let's be honest, Giorgos. You always knew there's something in this house, haven't you? Malik, Giuseppe, continue.
Note to storyteller. We heard the gunshots earlier at the graveyard, right? Giuseppe, or I'm gonna put those pieces together and say that was not, that might have been Sabbat influence by chance. So I'm thinking, much conflict is, you've heard them fireworks going off earlier in this evening.
Yes.
Who is stupid enough to start shit with Camarilla for no real reason, just because they feel like it?
There is a number of people, but two do come to mind.
Well, as reckless as this bullshit is, it's pretty clear.
Great. So not only is unrested, gleaming from executing people, we have Sabbat. Well, fantastic.
Just
Let me get this straight. There's Sabbat in
Giorgos
Oxford.
and Rose, you are part of the conversation, one side that you can hear every word. Malik, continue.
There's Sabbat in Oxford. Is this what you're telling me?
what I know for a fact. At least whoever this son of a bitch was. I can't give you a number. Guesstimate about. I'm going to assume there's a pack involved. So,
Great.
guesstimate about 4.
You can test intelligence plus insight. 6 dice. Replace 1 with a hunger dice.
Me?
Yes.
Intelligence.
6 dice.
6 dice, did you say?
Intelligence plus insight.
Replace one with a hunger die.
1.
Oh! That'll be 2 successes.
Up to your best knowledge, updated 2 days ago, no, yesterday night. There's no Sabbat activity. At the moment, there's 1 Sabbat member in Oxford, and you well know where this person is. You know this person, and this person is granted an asylum by the unarrested. There's
Great.
1 Sabbat member in Oxford, and she's disarmed. Let's call it that way. From your best knowledge, she's here for the last 6 years.
There is only one Sabbat in Oxford that I know of, and she's not feasible for this.
Native.
She's been here for the past 5-6 years. I
Chances
think
she
the
had
rest-
connections.
She's been granted asylum.
Yeah, we're definitely in the freaking Europes. Why?
Would you like to ask unrested yourself?
You know where is her domain. You probably can get those. It's like not a secret about her. There's no higher politics. The fame, the word was spread that the Second Inquisition attacked the Sabbat and wiped them. Like, let's be honest, they fucking wiped them. And she is somehow connected. Old friend of the prince, you have no idea how and what, but there's 1 building, she can be out there, she will move, unrested, will break her in pieces. And for 5-6 years, she's been in that building. If she wouldn't, unrested would know about it, unrested would end her.
We need to make sure that we have the right person in this, or she's not going to be here for very.
Rose, Giorgos. In the living room, you finish on the fact that you see the footsteps on the floor. Rose is pointing towards the kitchen with a hand, with a shaken voice. Terrified. It's difficult to accurately describe her level of fear at the moment, because she's afraid of you, she's afraid of Giuseppe, she's afraid of Malik, she's afraid of yesterday, she's afraid of tomorrow, now she's afraid of a dead woman that she cannot see no more. So fear is the only emotion that you can smell from her at the moment.
Do I see the dead girl's apparition?
You see nothing.
Apologies,
Okay.
I need to take a. Sorry, I need to take a quick bathroom break.
I think we can stop for now. Rose, Giorgos. Your attention was brought by the clock. Old wooden clock in the middle of the corridor. Actually, at the end of it. It's striked 4 a.m. It's made noise. Everybody in the house hear it. Soon the sunlight will come out. The night slowly begins to end. You got approximately 45 minutes, maybe a little bit less than an hour, before the deadly sunlight strikes the street. At that point, you see only the footsteps, not the person mentioned by Rose. There's a proof that she's not lying, that something was here. And let's be honest, it's not your first experience with that. In the other bedroom next to the corpses, Malik and Giuseppe having a conversation regards the Sabbat and imitations of their actions and possible issues that it might put. About the one and only Sabbat member in Oxford being held captive, prisoned, or just held at the domain under the will of the prince, which is at least weird. But clearly, Giuseppe, Oxford is a weird barony, weird domain, having their own rules, probably the influence of Mitras. I would start with our Nosferatus. After the brief conversations, what do you do?
So it seems like we have a copycat on our hands.
Well, it's gotta be somebody who knows Big Man in there. Or, alternatively, it could be someone who knows somebody. Either way, we're gonna have to pop some questions.
Indeed. That is the first course of action. Let us go speak to him.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave the room.
Giuseppe, you also leave the room?
Giuseppe's gonna turn to the girl and I'll reach up, take my hands, make sure her eyes are closed, and before I leave.
Sure. And then you're joining the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Malik, as you entering the living room, you see Rose pointing her finger in the kitchen, shaking, saying something, babbling actually something, to Giorgos, who's also looking at the kitchen, but his eyes are glowing a little bit. He's looking at the floor with an open jaw like, what the hell? Rose and Giorgos, you are disturbed, interrupted by Malik's entrance. Rose, for a second you forgot how ugly he is, so you jumped a little bit. I would lie if I would say that you took a long breath, because you did not. You tried, yet you feel your lungs are completely dead and incapable of taking the air, which caused a little bit of pain, but this pain was more like a mental one than physical. Nostalgic, painful memory of how it was to be alive.
Don't worry, dear, I don't bite much.
Looks like
Giuseppe entered the living room.
Rose. What did the girl look like?
Just like ginger hair, and she looked dead. She looked dead, and she was moving. She went to the kitchen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe. I can't believe my eyes. This can't be real. Dead things don't get up again.
Regarding yes, regarding the kitchen question, is there any space behind the kitchen that she may have went?
Or is it a hypothetical question, or you entering the kitchen?
I mean, she entered the kitchen and went past it. Is there any?
There's no other room. There are only windows that are shut.
Alright.
There's no other room out there.
Well, I think we don't have much time to, settle down or anything. Rose, you'll have to stay with me. About the other two, I don't know if you feel comfortable to stay in my place. I'm totally fine with it, if you want to.
Question to Storyteller.
Yes.
You said that Unrested wanted us to meet him outside of the building.
Yes.
Would that be my haven?
No.
No.
There's a special building inside the town in the Jericho district of Oxford where you meet him. It is the building completely surrounded by surveillance that is under control of the Elysium. It is a building completely surrounded by goons and ghouls. Most dangerous place in Oxford, one would say. The other one would say that is the most safe spot inside the city itself. Completely controlled by Camarilla. Correction. Completely controlled by Unrested.
Okay.
This is the spot, the only one spot in the town that he comes out without his umbrella. He lives somewhere nearby, but you don't know where.
I suppose dawn is approaching. Would you mind if we stayed here?
It's fine by me. We're into the same shit.
Unfortunately, yes.
So, we'd better stick together. Now, regarding the other thing inside, I think I'll need a hand to tidy things up.
Of course.
Turns your heads toward the phone that's underneath the sofa. A stationary phone that starts rings.
Are you expecting a call?
Old phone.
No. I mean, do I have any clue about the date and all that?
You have no idea what's the time, you have no idea what's the date, you have no idea what's the month, to be honest. And this phone is normally used for customers to book the appointment with your home visits. This phone number is generally posted in the advertisements of your clinic.
Yeah, okay. I just gestured them to stay quiet, and I answered the phone.
Before he picks up the phone and goes to answer, I just look at him, look in the eyes. You say nothing of our presence here. Carry on.
You answered the phone. You're in the background on a phone. You hear a busy bar. Music, drinks, conversations. You cannot pick any of those to state like such and such. Any concrete details, nothing included. But just general noise. The person who speaks through the phone is a male, probably drunk. You would call it age 30 or 40 plus. Hard Russian accent. Hey, doctor. Where's money? You owe cash to Dimitri. You're late with payment.
Noted.
Fucking it is. Or we will visit you again. Or perhaps, if you prefer, we will visit your granddaughter.
When and where?
Same place, tomorrow, both payments. Or she will not get to the Olympics. The phone was dropped. That indicates that you are late 2 months payment. 2 months installments.
Okay.
Rose, you recognize the voice from the phone. You heard whole conversation like it was next to you, like you would hold the phone. You not only recognize the bar that he's in, you recognize the voice of person who speak, because you're paying the same person probably same amount of money. That was Boris, one of the boys from Dimitri. A person who lent you the money to start your restaurant a couple of years back.
I see the expression of recognition. Rose.
Yes.
I would like to imitate that.
No test needed. You could see her eyes widening up, pupils, when she realized who you're talking to.
Is something wrong? That might sound wrong.
Voice.
Oh. You know them too.
Not proud of it, but yes.
None of us is. Okay.
Phone starts to ring again.
Again. Yes.
This time there's no background. The voice you hear, it's difficult to describe is it male or female. It's probably modified digitally. Good morning. May I speak with Giuseppe, please?
Give me a minute.
You got 30 seconds.
Giuseppe.
Hey.
It's for you.
Of course. Why the fuck would it not be? Sure, core, Mike.
Yo, G, it's Luan. What the
Hey.
fuck?
It's complicated. I look at it.
Okay.
He looks at everybody and kind of turns away. He turns his back to everyone.
Satellites stating that you got 4 cold bodies in the same room, in the same building. What is going on? I lost the track of you.
Look. Can I call you back?
You better fucking do! I'm worried!
Hey, look, give me till tomorrow night, alright? Look, shit's got pretty real. I've got, yeah, I'll explain tomorrow.
You made it to UK, you fucking safe. Right?
Yeah, it's about roundabout half-ass backwards kind of way. Yeah, I'm fucking talking to you.
That's success. I told you it will work. Fake ID,
Yeah.
passport, all sorted, mate.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Look, let me call you tomorrow, alright?
Sure. Yeah, alright, boss, no problem. You need anything, you let me know, yeah?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, great. Have a good night. Click.
End of the conversation. He dumped the phone.
Sorry about that. It's business.
You
Yeah.
three clearly have a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
Somebody mind's starting to explain things.
Yeah, tomorrow night when we don't have like old glory rising up through the east. Can you wait that long?
As time goes, I suppose. Dawn is almost upon us. I suggest we get some rest. Rose,
Yes.
will you be
Yeah.
able to sleep?
She should be.
I'm tired.
Good. I bid you all good night. And I'm just gonna turn to any near, like, sofa or surface and just lie down on it, like out in the place.
Can you just guess that all of you are slowly attempting bedrooms? Lock.
I try to tidy up the master bedroom before I lay down.
You're trying to clean the body.
Clean the body, I'm tired. Bring it down as gently as I can.
Giuseppe gives me a hand.
That was one of the bedrooms, not the master bedroom. So, I suppose you're all going to separated rooms, lock yourself inside, make sure that the windows are shut and do not let the sun through. Does anyone does that for Rose? Because she does not have that habit.
Yeah. Giuseppe will he'll make sure that she's got proper shading, and he'll inform her like, yeah, just stay under these blankets.
It will be safer that way.
The only response you get back is an awkward look. And
Yeah, Rose is probably not talking now. She's just doing what she's told.
in the next 15 minutes, you all felt tired. The sun came out. Your eyes start to fall. Your bodies died again. You went. The time passed through the day for you. There's no recollection of thoughts, no dreams, no feelings, other than hunger and presence of your inner beast. Every single one of you felt the presence of your beast. And through all your experience during the days of your undead life, you felt the rage of the beast. Not tonight. Not in Oxford. Not in those dark days. This night, your beast felt fear. You do not know what caused it. It raises more questions than it answers. In a blink of the eye, you woke up when the sun disappeared on the horizon. Woken up with the feeling that you're hungry. Giorgos, this is not the only feeling you woke up. All the kitchen knives are inside your body. You are pinned to the bed. 12 kitchen knives in your torso, around your heart, in your insides, stomach, kidney. Handle deep. The blood dried at your lips. Your blood. Somebody tried to cause as much pain as possible without permanent damage on your body. The doors are locked from the inside as you left them.
Just start pulling the knives away from my body.
With every knife you pulled, drips of pressure blood, Vita, start spreading around the bedsheet. Another t-shirt to go to the bin.
Yes.
It took you several seconds, maybe minutes, every single one of you, to get up, to regain focus, to focus on a blood that you need to fully awake. Rose, for you that experience was new. It's being completely blacked out and back online again. And you can easily say that your mind is slowly adjusting to the situations. You can now see a little bit more clearly, think more clearly. You got some sort of enlightenment. A deep, fake breath that you forced your body to do when you woke up. You put your cold hands on your cold face and realize that this nightmare will not end, as it is no nightmare, just reality that you have put it in, and you can adjust or not. But the same stuff you used to say to your employees, Mama raised no quitter, and nothing but excellence. With that thought in your mind, you stand up. And other than blood, you really do desire a shower. And general correctness of your look. Because you get up next to the mirror, you looked at yourself, covered in blood, in dirt, in rain. You look like you didn't take a shower in weeks. You can compare yourself to the ugly boys that you met yesterday, slowly. And you're terrified by that. The fear seems not to leave you. Giuseppe. Next night, next shit. Next night, same shit. You open your eyes. You force your body to imitate living again. You licked your fangs. You faked yawning because it's nice things to do. And you're up. I assume in a matter of minutes, all of you met each other in the living room.
I got tossed the shirt in the bin. Like searching for something else to get ready. But I have to clean myself up first. But I check on them just to make sure that everyone's alright.
Everyone clearly could see the wounds on his torso.
What on
More than a
earth?
dozen knives was in him.
Yeah, that's the first timer as well. How do I explain this? Have you seen how the apartment is? I mean, splattered things around and all that mess and the broken TV.
Nah, haven't noticed a damn thing. Sorry.
Leave a little to be
Thank you for
desired.
that. Well,
I simply assume
Yeah.
because you are a Malkavian, this is the way you people are.
well, it's not what I did not do those things. At least not all of them. But the place is like... what the hell should I put it? Rose, you saw a girl last night, a dead one, walking around. Yeah, this was not a dream or anything, we both saw it. Okay?
Malik, your phone is...
This
Makes me feel slightly better.
Why do I have a deja vu right now? My God.
Malik, your phone is ringing.
Yes.
Number. Background of the conversation is a quite large echo of a big room, very acoustic, probably empty, maybe a car park or something. You heard the voice of unrested. 1 hour, same place, during the sun sentenced.
Yes, sir. As you wish.
Click. The conversation dropped.
Love Kane.
Rose, you
Everybody,
answered the conversation.
shift.
Rose, you heard the whole conversation over the phone. I presume you're getting accused to toilets, bathrooms, and at least Giorgos and Rose, you trying to take care of your appearance.
I just let her, take her shower and water a towel and just tidy up myself as best as I can.
But you put your
Yes.
fresh clothes and all that kind of stuff. Correct? Giorgos?
Yes?
You put a fresh clothes. You change the wardrobe.
Yes, I myself up and put something
Rose,
new on.
When
Rose, after washing yourself, are you putting the same clothes or are you trying to figure out something else?
Maybe I have something in the closet.
Yeah, I'll like, before I change and stuff, I'll look and be like, is there anything I can change into? I can't go out like this.
I measure her a bit. Maybe I have something that could suit her.
And you're showing her when you keep the clothes, yeah?
And I just
Alright. He showed you the wardrobe in one of the spare bedrooms, which is full of female clothing, like from age 16 to age 28, you would say. A whole wardrobe in many different styles. Some of the clothing got holes, some of them got blood splatter. Even a gunshot wound.
sorry about that one.
You would say mess. But
I think most of it's better than what I'm wearing right now, so thank you.
You can only hope that nobody gonna take a picture of you in those clothes. Why the pretty people are getting ready? What does the Malik and Giuseppe do?
When Malik wakes up, he's gonna take his rings out of his pocket and just pop them on. Another day. Here we go. And he's just gonna stand up from the sofa and just brush himself off.
Giuseppe? While they're in the bathroom, what are you doing?
I'm gonna at least make sure that I don't stink
You do.
as much as I can. Yeah, we're gonna take care of that problem.
Probably not. Yeah.
Temporary solution will be alright. Lots of cologne.
Like spray, cologne, whatever they had, you put it on you.
So,
In about 10 minutes, you all got it up in fresh clothes, borrowed from Giorgos, or well, still the same clothes, just with plenty of smells on it. You met each other in the living room. And I think everybody's looking at Malik. Like you got some answers or something. Only one point, it's nice to be in the center of attention. On the other, the trip would be way much more better if it wouldn't end up underneath unarrested.
Now, listen very, very carefully. The man that you saw last night, going to see him again. But this time, you're going to be quiet unless you're spoken to. You are not going to look him in the eye. And you're going to be polite and respectful. I cannot hold any influence on what he may or may not do to you. In saying that, remember your manners. And I will try my best to divert his attention. Giorgos, thank you for your hospitality. It is very much appreciated. Rose, how are you holding up, dear?
I've been better, but I guess it's sinking in.
Good. We need to get used to this. Welcome to the beginning of your own life, my dear. Giuseppe. All good, I hope.
Always. Sunshine and rainbows all the way.
I hope not. Now, we must leave. We don't have a lot of time left. Prepare yourselves for the worst, and keep in control of your emotions. Let us depart. And I make my way towards the front door.
Isn't
To
it?
the coterie. Everybody agreed to depart, yeah? And the preferred travel way is that walks, or Giorgos, do you offer them give a lift with your car that is parked underneath your haven?
We could have a ride and have a chat on the way.
Alright, therefore I assume you drive. You entered the car of Mr. George Dimakopoulos. Quite elegant car. You would call it BMW. Doesn't matter which model precisely, but nice, posh, with a letter inside. Very good taker, and yeah, unscratched, you would say. Decent. The travel took you approximately 25 minutes toward the center of the city, which Giuseppe, it was your first contact with the Oxford city itself. Giorgos, you think you know where he's going, at least Malik provided the address there for postcode, and Giorgos could drive still with the correction of Malik, like turn left, turn right, that's next roundabout here. So Malik was sitting up front as a co-driver, which means Rose, you sat down on the back with Giuseppe, who smiled when you sat down next to him, which wasn't comforting at all. And Giuseppe, your smile was not appreciated, so it's quickly gone off. As much as the gentlemen on the front conversate about the travel way, Giuseppe, you pay more attention to the streets. While Rose, you tried to hide yourself, to not be visible inside this car with those people. Observations. Observation for Giorgos. Malik knows every corner of the city. You are sure of it. Every shortcut, every line, every street, every address, every name. Giuseppe, your observations. You have not seen one single kindred on the street. 25 minutes ride altogether. Center of the city. Clubs are open. People are everywhere. Tourists are everywhere. University students are everywhere. Not a single undead soul. Rose, your observations. Thanks God, nobody recorded you, nobody saw you. You're safe. After that drive, you stopped in underground parking of the building that is definitely closed, unused, or to be destroyed. It's locked, wooden wall built around, some promo stickers on it. Some people pass through on the alleys next to it, but you wouldn't say it's a lot, and they clearly don't give a fuck what's going on about that. You can clearly see the surveillance system on lampposts on the corners of the buildings, and very small car movement around. You went in to the -2nd floor of underground parking. And for the first time, Malik, as you are in Oxford, as you are undead, you can see unarrested by himself, not surrounded by his soldiers. He is on the middle of the empty car park. The light seems to be damaged, but it's no complete darkness, because there is some light coming from the sides and entrance. Plenty of shadows anyway. Lights of your car light up, unrested, straight in his face and his posture. He got up like he was sitting on the floor and waiting for you. He is in completely different suit today, yet still black. Also his shirt is black and his tie is black. 3-piece suit. As a reminder, tall British gentleman. Dark eyes, dark hairs. They stylized in a fashionable way. He clapped his hands like he's happy and started moving towards your car. Do you turn off the engine or not?
I just wait for Malik to tell me what to do exactly. What do we do now?
We get out and remember what I told all of you, and I look back.
Okay, I turn off the engine.
Mm-hmm. The lights went off. All of you
Follow
now.
my lead.
In the meantime,
I
unrested, put his hands on the front of the car. I hope you all's well. No issues there. Malik.
None, sir.
Great. Now, some sense in it. And you, my Archon to be. There is a job I want you to look after. After few issues that London struggle with, I'm sure you heard, or if not, then, well, you're not supposed to. Tremere clan disappeared entirely overnight. I am surprised with the fact that the Rats Guild of Nosferatu Blood know nothing about it. Therefore, I do not blame you, Malik, that you did not report it. I hope that maybe Giuseppe can have an eye on that. That's subject A. Subject B. Rose Hathaway. Officially, you're supposed to be dead. There was no clear instructions regarding your embrace. I am very sorry for what happened to you. And please accept best regards towards your sire. If you remember him. For fuck's sake. So finding your sire will be next priority. I would send some people, but unfortunately at this moment, as you can see, we are having lack of staff. Which brings to the point C. It is and it was my decision to spare your own lives. As much as I am giving you them back, I hope the token of appreciation is helping me putting Oxford back on the knees from its knees. Find out what's happened with Tremere. Try to go step backs and check who, what, why and when attacked Miss Hathaway. Report that back to me. I will make sure enemies are at the bay. Any questions?
Do we have any leads on the Tremere?
Like I said, they disappeared overnight. All of them. All Chantra disappeared. It's difficult for me to say. I know that Prince wanted to ask them some questions regards different matter. The regent of it was a Primogen member, and he's also in absence. Which makes this case quite important and brought to attention of the prince, who do not wish to be disturbed. As always, he rolled his eyes. You could feel the annoyment coming up from him. That quickly turned into anger. Any more questions?
Where should we start?
I recommend start with Miss Hathaway and ask any of your associates, contacts, rats, regards the Tremere.
Very well, it shall be done.
I would recommend to ask Zoltan, but I leave it to your personal decision, Malik. One thing for sure, I'm not going anywhere near this crazy batshit bastard. That would be all. He reached the inner pocket of his jacket, and on the card he drew an envelope full of money for your expenses.
Thank you, sir. I take the envelope and put it in my black bag that Marek always carries.
I announce you, Malik, my Archon. And by tonight, those 3 sun-sentenced trash will be your coterie. If they will prove they are useful to Camarilla, they will be granted full amnesty. I think that's a fair deal, gentlemen, madam. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Need for correction. You're right, sir.
He stepped back. He looked at you. Mr. Giuseppe. You look scared. Why is that?
Must be all the constipation that I didn't get out before I got bitten.
Maybe that's just my twisted... No, never mind. Well, thank you for showing up. I'd better be going. You also.
Indeed.
Miss Holloway, may I recommend showing up publicly to silence any concerns regards your disappearing. Last thing you need is media looking after you. That would be very unhelpful for the masquerade that I believe Mr. Giorgos told you already about.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good night. He turned around.
Good evening.
And he started walking towards the shadows, which you think he joined. He become one of those. At least you cannot see him anymore after a few steps. You cannot sense him. You feel left alone on the -2nd level of the car park.
I'm never going to get used to that feeling.
I think we should keep moving.
Indeed. Back in the car.
Hop in.
Who's driving and where are you going? I assume all
Now.
is entering the car, yeah?
For 5 to 10 minutes, I just do a wide circle around because I want to discuss some things with
Bear with me.
the close.
Here, that's Rose and Giuseppe entering the car.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. G?
So here's the thing. Everyone,
Are you entering the car?
Yes.
everyone is.
And then you're driving around for 10 minutes.
Around the place. Honestly, I just want to have a.
Sure, go on with your conversation.
So, last couple of nights are batshit crazy, and I think we have to put some things in order. Ray, you are very much aware that you're not alive anymore, and welcome to the family, I guess.
I need to go to my restaurant though. I mean, it'll be falling apart without me.
I know, I am aware of that, and we will do that, but we have to give you some tips and hints before you go. So you do not blow the cover, alright?
Noted.
First things first. You're cold, you do not have any pulse. To blend in with the crowd, you need to use your blood, alright? To emulate life, alright?
I think
It's
I
quite
understand you.
We people, we need that when we're around mortal people. Kind,
Well,
as we call them. We
some
are
of
known
us
as
do.
kindred. Some of us. You are a different occasion, what can I say? But you need to know how to do this. You have your set of skills. I don't know what kind of skills you have. You must be unaware of them. by now, but we will figure them out. Alright? We do not use them in public. People must not know that we even exist. Or if they know you exist, you cannot afford to let them know. You're something else. Alright? Otherwise, the other shady guy you saw, he's going chop chop. Like graveyard chop chop. It's a mess.
Yes, best not get on his bad side, I assure you.
Yes, he doesn't seem the forgiving kind.
No, definitely not.
Dear. And I think we are mixing a bunch of unforgiving guys. I think to talk about that guy you recognized on the phone. I think we're stuck in the same mess, and maybe we should, team up to solve those problems.
Yeah.
Giuseppe
Sounds reasonable.
for helping me last night, tidying up the room and all. That's appreciated.
No problem. Considering we're talking like, kindred decency and all that shit, is this bloke giving you some issues? Does he need his kneecaps broken? Let me know. Get him off your ass.
I think we will have some use of that. I'm not usually into violence, but these ones, they are. So,
Violence speaks to violence in that circle.
no communication goes with mutual language, so it is what it is.
Just not forget the masquerade.
Of course not. What are we going to do without the masquerade? So, something else to know, to fill you in. The pretty boys here belong to the Nosferatu clan. You remember the movie? It's the real thing.
It was a masterpiece, let me tell you.
That's why they made a movie about that movie.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of misleading things. It's part of this masquerade, if you will, because if someone, by chance, sees one of, these pretty boys around in the night and said, I saw this thing that looked like that, other people are going to say, you just imagine that. You see too many vampire movies.
Or we have our own special tactics of not being seen.
Of course you do, but just in case. Just in case.
Would you like to see a demonstration, my dear, so you know what I'm talking about?
Please.
Is there a right answer to that?
Around and all that shit. Not right now, please.
You're so boring.
Well, better bowling than sorry, please.
For context, he's talking about we can go whoop, and you don't see me no more. Comes in handy. Especially when you got a beautiful, handsome face like this. See it?
Remind me of my sous chef.
I kinda wanna meet this guy now.
I'm sure you're going to go well together.
He's a wild card.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, belong to the clan of Malkavians. I saw that, Taco.
Giuseppe,
Don't start with...
you did notice a spark lighting up in the eyes of Malik when he heard the word Malkavian. He nearly turned his head and been hypnotized by the word itself. Continue, Giorgos.
So, Nosferatu are stigmatized on the outside. We are stigmatized from the inside. What happens with us is what other people call madness. What we call it like internal knowledge. We usually see things others don't see. We try to communicate our perception to the others. But people, for some reason, they just don't fucking get it.
Oh yes, because what's more plain than madness?
Oh, come on! I'm a psychologist, alright? I know how this works.
Isn't that ironic?
Spend enough time around the right people.
irony.
Yeah, madness will get you.
Giuseppe,
Madness is something that catches up to us, with the ages, anytime. All of us, we're just aware of it.
Giuseppe and Malik. There's no need to test the fact. You are fully aware. You are being followed. Car, for the first few rounds, was following you 2 cars behind, then 1 car behind. Now this car is completely behind you, straight, tailing you. For last
Giuseppe.
10 minutes, somebody
I see it.
is coming up to you.
What's the growling about?
We're being followed.
Is a paparazzi.
This hero.
I think you're
I can't be
delicate.
seen.
I think your features are quite safe, my dear.
Malik, you think you recognize the car. It's the Anarchs.
I look through the mirror.
Let's say, if they heard that you are new Camarilla's Archon, they might have a beef with you. Not like death fight situation, but definitely not gonna be easy to take any information from them.
Do I see them from the mirror?
You can see a driver,
I can see the driver.
yes, in the front mirror.
Can I see his eyes?
It's a woman.
Alright.
It's a female, age approximately, late 20s. She had blonde hairs, yesterday makeup, cigarette in her mouth, dark jacket.
I have a question. Does the dominant power apply via, mirrors?
It's gonna be definitely difficult to do such a thing.
She must listen to me as well, so...
Yeah. She might hear you. What are the reasons she would have to be so close to your car if not listening what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So via
Are there-
aspects, she can hear you. Are there... Continue. Question.
Are there any alleyways or anything with manhole covers around us in this vicinity?
Yes. If he turn, you can stop, get out, and get to the sewers.
Pull over.
What's the plan?
Now, Georges.
I just do what he says.
It's weird to get commands from the youngsters, if you know what I mean.
He's got the stats, so
You did.
let's know something better than I.
He stopped the car next to the alley. You showed him.
I get out of the car quickly, but not looking like I'm in a hurry. Is there anything I can duck behind in this alleyway?
Bins, yeah, plenty of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna duck behind the dumpster and activate unseen passage.
Sure.
Do you want me to roll hunger? The rush out.
Stealth plus the stuff.
I get hungrier.
You get out.
Shit. So I'm at 2 hunger. right?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Shit. And I'm just gonna wait. Or like, no, sorry. I'm gonna, as the car pulls up, I'm just gonna move to the side of the driver. If it does, sorry.
Giuseppe, what's your declaration? The car stopped. Malik went off. He went behind the dumpster. He did not came back.
Did he shut the door at least?
No.
No.
I just stretch myself and close the door.
Wait a second. First, Giuseppe. Giuseppe, what you doing?
I get comfortable in the chair, and I ride with the big man and the little lady.
Okay. Rose, what do you do?
Rose is
just-
gonna stay in the car.
Still hiding?
Yeah.
Okay. Giorgos?
I just stretch myself to close the door.
Sure.
And so I'm thinking about he's lost behind some dumpster.
He went behind
Last time I
you didn't see he coming out. The car stopped
Okay.
just next to yours. Pretty much, you think you even are scratched by the car behind you. You all felt pushed.
Alright. Everyone felt that, I think. Okay.
That's an old sedan, some kind of middle class average car with few years
Giuseppe?
behind. The woman
We cannot you cannot be seen around. We go around slowly. Our beautiful friend must have something in mind, so we're going to go find an alleyway and turn inside slowly, taking our time. Maybe he can catch up with the other car.
So you start moving the car, yeah?
Yes.
Towards the end of the alley. Because behind you is blocked.
Alright.
The woman get out from the car and approaching the vehicle. You starting the vehicle.
I leave it with the engine on.
Okay.
Okay?
I was at the driver's side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, essentially I'm blocking her way out, I'm just not seen. So as she was going to reach for like the door, I was gonna
Stop.
like on the window.
Oh,
Right. So yeah, she's trying to bend over to the driver's seat and start conversation with Giorgos. Do you intercept? Interrupt? Do you stop her?
Yeah, I was not gonna let her out of the car to begin with.
Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? You
Well, I've taken unseen.
creative because you are unseen.
I've taken the unseen passage and moved to her car, like the driver's side of the car,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just gonna wait for her to try and like.
Okay.
I was just gonna like try and
out.
yeah, I was just gonna like put my hand up and like as she's going to pull out, I'm just gonna like slam the door and be like, "I believe you're looking for me."
Not in the slightest ugly. Her voice is confident. Her breath still smells of blood. It's a proper English lady. Well, lady is the last word you would use to recall a bruja. You heard of her, you never met her. You heard of her. They call her Nancy. Now when you close, the descriptions match what you heard. Unfortunately, there's no blood hunt, no nothing. She wear old-fashioned outfit, some leather jackets, nothing premium. Well, she pushed the doors. She was blocked by you. Malik, your potence check. No, you do not have potence.
Nope.
You ended pretty much on the wall after she smashed the doors with you with them. Fell on your back a couple of meters further, and she easily got out from the car.
I see it from the mirror.
Yes, you saw him showing up. Exchange of the words that you did not hear, but Rose, you did. You are aware of the full conversation. And after that, she banged the doors that was held by Malik. Malik ended up on the wall. Nothing serious, no serious damage, just pushed. And she started approaching the car.
I look back at Rose and say, that's the kind of shit you don't want to do in front of people.
Is there anyone around us? We're in the alleyway, right?
Sorry?
We're in the alleyway, right?
Yes. There's
Right.
no human witnesses of the situation.
Perfect. As she is leaving, I'm going to rapid reflex in front of her.
Mm-hmm. She stopped, like, confused and annoyed.
Now, little brouhaha, explain yourself quickly.
I don't explain shit to you, Camarilla crap.
What do you want?
Nothing from you.
Well, I am the only one you're going to get answers from, so out with it.
Wanna make a bet?
I like my chances.
Well, you should not. Specifically that. Fuck it, I don't have the time for that. Cool, I can sort it out with you. Zoltan Kar of Banu Hakim wants the survivors have a drink with him. They are invited. Pass the message.
Does
Unrested.
question to storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Zoltan, that's the one that Unrested mentioned, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Zoltan Khan, as you know him, is the head of the Anarchs. Well, not even the Anarchs, because he don't hold with the Anarchs. He's like more independent. He's okay with Masquerade, but on the other side, he's okay with Sabbat. He's okay with whoever. After that exchange of words, Nancy turned on her heel and started going back to her car. Like she's busy. She got better things to do than deal with the Nosferatu.
It's always the same. I'm going to turn, just kind of snarl under my breath. Cause
And you get
always
into
the same.
car, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back into the car.
Nancy also got back to her car. She misplaced the gear and she hit a little bit the BMW of Giorgos again. Then,
I don't get in the car until I see her leave.
yeah, she's leaving.
Go out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind following me?
Yeah, what do you want to do? Sorry,
I'm not sure yet.
you getting pissed off with the fact that she hit your car, yeah?
Yes, twice.
Malik,
Twice.
You want to approach the car, you hear slam. It's gorgeous who left the car.
Georges.
Moving out. Slowly, like she's really, really poor driver.
Time and a place. Time and a place. Get back. In the car.
Your beast is getting annoyed with him commanding you.
Yes, but he knows better. Fine, let's go. Do I, by any chance, see any traffic, traffic signs on the
On
car?
the alley, but you, sorry, on the car.
The ID of the car or anything like that.
ID of the car. Plates.
Plates, yes, thank you.
Plates of her car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could know easily.
Good, I take a mental note of that.
Blue said in the local registration, last 3 digits you remember. No problem.
Yeah, just jot down in the notebook.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna kind of just slam back into the passenger seat like... Anarchs. Bruja. I hate this city.
And I hate bad
What the
drive.
hell is a bruja?
Oh, of course.
Another
George,
plan.
explain. At this point,
Another
I'm really trying to calm myself down because I just got slammed against a wall by someone that I consider beneath me.
You're right, by the way.
I give that one a 7.
Let's just keep going.
And just, get out of the alleyway.
You're joining the main road.
Yes.
And what's the direction?
See,
We...
Bruja is one of the clans we mentioned earlier.
You joining
There are many people.
roads, yeah?
Yes. I look at the roads through the mirror. Okay. There are a different clan.
How many different clans are there?
A lot.
There must be around. Am I even aware of how many they are?
Are you?
Give me a minute. I'm not sure about. Oh,
He starts to wandering around.
see,
He starts to drive, he starts to talk to you about it, then you ask how many clans is it, and he starts to think. He dreamed off, he flew away with his mind. Completely.
yeah.
And the first person to react was Giuseppe, who slammed him in the back of the head. Well, who lets Malkavian drive? Who sane allow Malkavian to drive? He wandered off. He started thinking, maybe laughing a little bit underneath. Well, Malik was like still annoyed and looked through the window for any other signs of Anarch. Rose was terrified about what's going on. Giuseppe, you controlled the situations. You woke him up from his dream. You put him back to the real life a seconds before meeting with another car, face to face. Dimakopoulos, Giorgos, I'm gonna test your drive skill plus your dexterity.
Okay, it's drive 1 and dexterity blah blah blah.
We're all gonna die.
1 success.
Great.
That's mean the side of your car is scratched highly due to your fault. You change the lane
That's gonna cost your excess.
and you hit approximately 3, maybe 4 cars. Scratch your side. Damaged your mirror. Damaged both of your doors. You caused traffic cars stopped. People start to get out. You had to stop. Cars behind you had to stop. Even cars in front of you stopped. We're talking about the city. Very high tourism. People are honking, swearing, getting outside. Why? They pointing at your car. Your car becomes a center of attention. Other people taking out the phones. Some start to record. Some are making calls. People who start to record realize Rose is inside of the car.
This is
Rose,
going so...
like, I know her. She's that lady from the restaurant. Yeah. Female Ramsey Gordon. Hey, that's
Just a familiar face. Just a familiar face.
Start pointing at the window like, no.
Note storyteller.
Yes.
I'm going invisible.
You turn back and you're going invisible. Malik, what are you doing?
I'm just then putting my hood up and just keeping my head down.
Rose, you're at the window saying no, yeah.
Yeah, Rose is panicking a bit.
Gorgeous.
And the place is like the road is entirely closed off?
Well,
How's the
mentioned,
situation?
it is a city center. 4 cars behind you are stopped. 2 cars in front of you are stopped. Your side of the way and the opposite. That includes few buses that would want to go and people on those buses. People on the crossroads. On the traffic lights. Nobody's hurt.
Well-
I mean, there's no need for the ambulance. Everybody's okay. You didn't cause any harm to the human.
Okay, we go to deal with this with
and few others. But in general, everybody's okay. Few people are pissed. Some of them are getting towards your car, like wanting explanation, or maybe even a physical fight, you don't know.
Yeah, okay, I have to get off the car and leave the 2 nurses in the car, for God's sake. Rose, I need you out of the car. Now. You're going to back me up. Okay?
Okay.
I activate, no, I do not activate Blast of Life yet. I want to look pale, okay? Okay, I have a reason for this. Rose might do this again.
Rose, are you getting out of the car?
Yes.
Alright. Malik, I asked
Want
you
to
to stay in the car.
I can't activate unseen passage and get out of the car at the same time, so I am staying in the car.
Alright. Well, Giorgos, the moment you went out of the car, tons of swear words landed under your direction. You're fucking this, you're crazy, that and that and that. And you got like 3 families, 2 other people separated. One tried to jump you, but it was stopped by his mate or colleague, whatever. It's a small crowd around you, right? People are pointing fingers, calling you names, and generally having full attention on you. And you don't know to whom to talk to. You answering one question here, you're saying something to that, you're moving aside from the more aggressive one. All stopped immediately. Everybody went quiet when Rose got out from the car. Everybody turned their head towards Rose.
Take a peer. I'm like, is anybody hurt? Like that. They get your attention over the lady over here, but I just...
Nobody reacts to the question. This crowd,
Good.
this dozen people look towards Rose. They become silent. They look at you.
I'll see that the attention's all on me, so I can't hide it. So I'll be like, look, is everyone fine? Is everyone okay?
Yes. They answered
Okay.
at the same time.
Right. Now, whose details do I need? And we can make sure we can get this all sorted another time, can't we? Yes? Yes?
Yes, they answered at the same time.
Sorry, he's my new driver, so don't worry, I'll see that he gets seen to.
Are you alright? Activate Blast of Life. I was like, sorry, I got myself dizzy. I was extremely tired. I'm
All
terribly
those
sorry
people
about this.
look at Rose. They do not blink. They do not move. On the contrary, people opposite from this wall, from the pavement, from the street side, from the cars are still recording that on the mobile phones.
Do I see them?
Yeah. I see people with the phones like that, holding
Okay.
on the sidewalks, in the cars. You hear honking from the behind. A dozen of people still look at you. Do not blink. Do not move.
Some?
That was the description for Rose.
Okay. So Rose will try and turn away from the cameras if she can.
You hide behind those dozen people, yeah? To avoid being detected on the cameras. Yeah, sure.
Yep.
You saw people attempts to move with the camera or but pretty much fail. You hide between car and those dozen people who just move their head after you.
Okay. Can I work out whose car it was that we hit?
4 cars.
4 cars. Right. Right. So the cars that are damaged. So if you can get down your details for me, I can make sure that it all gets paid out in full. Yes. Yes.
Everybody starts searching for something to write on. They start concentrating on that. But
Okay,
those who
good.
did not had any chance to get any, they still look at you. They do not blink. They do not react to your request.
Do I observe anything of this?
Yeah, you see everything of it from quite close.
Also the non-blinker.
Yeah. Like a dozen people doesn't blink. They look at Rose.
I just go over to...
From the distance you hear police sirens.
Can we hear them in the car?
Oh, Jesus.
Malik, repeat please.
Can we hear the police sirens in the car? I'm gonna roll down the window and bang on top of the car come on! Places to be!
We gotta go.
Yeah, my friend's really right. I'm actually got a very busy schedule today. I mean, you know what it's like. So if I could just get you the details, yeah,
Some of them pass.
and try and take the details of the people that were writing things down.
One sticky note, a piece of paper, and a menu from McDonald's or something like that with the details on it. But they even giving you credit card details or national insurance number, social number, and private details that they do not needed to share or they're not supposed to share. They also provide those.
Interesting. I'll make sure these get to the right people. Yeah. Right. We need to get out of here, guys. It's
You getting into the car?
Yes, I'm getting into the car.
Giorgos, what do you do?
Dude.
Getting into the car, yeah, Georgie?
Everyone is in the car.
Okay. And you start the machine and you go.
Yeah.
Alright. For a brief few seconds, you saw that the people start chasing your car. First walking, then they start running after your car. But you lost them in the distance. You maneuver in between the other cars that was parked and join the road with a complete scratch mark on the side of your car.
That went fucking well. Kamoto Stanyo.
Question to Storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to see or know if discipline was used there?
That's obvious it was, but you do not recall what kind of discipline it was, what level. That was unnatural, that was completely unnatural. They seems to be brainwashed.
Is it possible to make a roll that we could figure it out?
You think presence, maybe? But there's no role for it. It's a lifelong experience. But she's too young. You think?
What?
No, it was definitely
These people
if she could do that on demand, on in purpose, that's awesome, right? Isn't it? But she's clearly did not control that.
I'm gonna.
What is the group of people? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna full on 180 around the seat and just be like, "We have a little mind player in our midst. Well done, dear. Next time,
you know
get control of it."
Yeah. Rose is looking through the details and being just like, guys, some of these people have given me everything I could do to hack into them. I've got this guy's national insurance, this guy's date of birth, credit card number, mother's maiden name. That could be useful. Why would they give me that?
Malik,
In that way,
I would not suggest it, but you keep it.
Malik, you
You keep it.
recognize the smile on Giuseppe's face, which sold him out that clearly he got something to do with hacktivists and IT cyber crimes.
Give them to Giuseppe. I'm just gonna share a look with him, you know what to do, right?
I dubiously hand them over.
You feel bad about it, and you giving the details to the criminal, you are aware of that. You get
I'm just following Malik's orders.
it's an order, but it's kind of you feel bad. I mean, probably gonna be robbed of everything. Like any fool who posts such information online. But those people got families. Got no point.
Hey,
It wasn't
really?
posh people that got more than they need. No, they were average class, maybe below average class people that
Girly,
struggle.
hand me the stuff that you don't need. I'll show you what we do with this.
You pass it over and you feel like shit, pretty much. Like a thief. Like a criminal.
I'm gonna regret this, but okay.
Participate in a crime that didn't happen yet, but you are 100% sure that it will.
Own issues as well.
Does she hand me the stuff that she doesn't need?
Yes.
Okay.
No, mate.
Now that is how you deal with a problem.
Only the stuff you don't need.
Giuseppe, I'm raising your humanity for that action.
Wasn't expecting that shit.
That's why I said give it to him.
Rose, from your perspective, Giuseppe is not a monster. He's okay. You no longer have to act like you're afraid of him. From all the vampires in your coterie, he's the one you could build a trust. Giorgos,
Well, that was unexpected, but appreciated.
what is the destination of the coterie? Where do you
We have From the talk with the little Bruja, Zoltan wishes an audience, but I do not take orders from anarchs. We will go and smooth things over at Rose's workplace. And then, only then, will we peruse the idea of attending an audience with Zoltan.
You direct him where to go, how to find it, where to park. Unfortunately, you had to park in few streets away from the restaurant itself. Rest, you had to go for work on feet. Go bed
shit.
As you prepared. It wasn't long and it was crowded. Soon enough, you entered very high standard restaurant. Hundreds people. I mean, hundreds. Dozens people of staff. Waiters, waitresses, everything. 5-star service, everything. 5-star food. I mean, your senses are getting crazy. Are you entering the front or the back?
In any case, I would
I
not
assume Rose
right
is
front
taking
of
the
it.
lead after reaching the destination.
I've got my hood up, but I'm like following very much close to her, like closer than Giorgos would be.
I would say going into the back, because I would have an office where I would have a set of like chef's gear and things that I could get into, so that I'd look more presentable, look more like the owner.
You went on the side of the building, then to the back. You see a few cars parked there, including yours. Your BMW SUV kind of car. You see a few members of the staff having a cigarette break or something. He dropped them automatically when they saw you and ran back inside like they're not supposed to be there. They definitely spread the rumor that the boss is back. You entered the back side of the restaurant of Rose Oxford's Hideaway. Seeing c'est magnifique, everything's in order, you would say. 20 chefs working in a very busy kitchen, noises everywhere distracting you from everything. A massive floor that you can see through the Venice mirrors, that they cannot see you, but you can see them through the inside corridors. And you entered the higher level of the offices where you got like accounts and all that kind of stuff that you need. Entered the last office at the end of the corridor, not disturbed by anyone at this time of the night. And you entered open office, which wasn't locked. You see a complete mess inside. I mean, broken chairs, papers on the floor, broken window. It looked like a tornado went through this place. All the like diplomas and certificates are smashed from the walls. The wallpaper is taken from the wall. You can see pipes through the walls. There's electricity coming up from the sockets. It's a horrendous mess.
As if this day couldn't get any worse.
But downstairs everything's completely fine.
Why would it just be my office? Malik, Georgos, Giuseppe, is there anything in here that you can see that makes any sense?
Can I see anything?
You start to inspect the place. Well, the mess wasn't done yesterday, that's for sure. The paperwork that landed on a broken pipe is completely wet, destroyed, annihilated, you would say. The window is broken and the pieces of the glass are inside. Somebody jumped to the second floor, broke the window, and get into it. Definitely somebody was looking for something. That depends what's missing.
Now, my recommendation from the mess that I see here. Do you have a safe in your office, my dear?
Yes.
Of course.
You might want to check that.
So I'll go over to the corner of where my office safe is.
Well, sorry, correction, where your safe used to be.
The entire safe is gone.
That's correct.
Well,
How did they get
we
it?
have our answer.
150 kg.
That's...
Same.
I...
Whole. Gone. Inside, most likely all the earnings for the last month or two.
I need that safe back. I need that money. This restaurant will go down without that money.
That's
I will go down. I will disappear.
easily calculate as a more than £200,000.
Do you have any kind of camera around, like security cameras or something like that?
Of course you do.
Check them out.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Is there do I have a computer in there? Is there still in there?
Used to have. It's also missing.
Used to. They've taken everything. My computer's gone, the safe, that's at least 2 months worth of earnings for the entire restaurant. And I'm guessing that considering the situation we're in, I can't really inform more people of this yet.
Yeah, no. The police aren't very good with us. I may have an idea. Assuming you are going to explain whoever this person is you owe money to.
I suppose I don't have a choice, really. If he doesn't get his money, he will make himself known.
I'm gonna reach into my black wig messenger bag that I have and open the envelope and see how much is in it.
1,000.
It's the same issue.
Sorry, how much?
£1,000. And it's £50 notes.
This is not going to cover both of you.
True. And I think we'll have to, figure something out. And the meeting with the fucker is tonight.
The doors has been opened.
Like Giuseppe.
Right.
Solution.
Entered.
But
Miss Hathaway. Miss Hathaway. You see,
Yes.
the floor manager, the gentleman whose blood is screaming to you. His veins are pulsing. He's alive. He's so alive. All of you in the room.
I go big and then close the door.
Smiling when you realize his presence. He's young. He's loyal. You can sense that. You can sense honesty. You can sense vitality, energy, desires. Pretty much every single one of you thought about biting him. That's the best. Alright, that's for start. But only Rose could not hide her thoughts. As you're not trying yet to do so. Therefore you quickly turn around. Not to see him. Or maybe so he will not see you.
Am I behind him right now?
And we're gonna stop in here.